to the Stache Show. I'm Austin Pistulka. This is Alan Pilley.
What's up, guys?
And we are so excited to talk about our weeks of lifting.
Yeah, we are.
I love that every week we're like, man, we're going to talk about a week of lifting. And every single week you're like,
It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
lifting, I hate it. It's the worst.
Yeah.
What happened this week?
Just old.
Just old? You're
Just old.
What? What do you mean? You're old? Like,
Yeah, me. Just got old man parts. My fucking knees. But real quick, I want to give a shout out to my friend Jody for my Golden Girls Ninja Turtle shirt.
That's an incredible shirt.
I fucking love this shirt about as much as I love Blanche. I was a huge Blanche fan.
Yeah?
Oh my god. Loved her.
You're going to hate me.
Who'd you like?
I've never seen an episode.
What the fuck?
I've never seen a single episode.
Ever?
Ever.
Well, you got to go back and watch some.
Yeah?
You're probably going to think I'm crazy, but Blanche was like she's, I don't know, the whore of the group.
Okay.
Maybe that's why I liked her. I don't know.
Yeah, that checks out.
But anyway, shout out to Judy and my fucking
Hell
Ninja
yeah.
Turtle Golden Girl shirt.
That is an awesome
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Fucking I told her as soon as it came in, I was like, yo, I'm rocking it on Monday.
Yeah?
So, but yeah.
That's the best thing that happened to you this
Yeah,
week.
yeah. Because good thing.
Yeah. So,
Well, did we talk about squats, right? From last Monday? No.
No,
we squatted
'cause we
Monday
squat
night.
on Monday night.
Yeah. So that's what set the week moving forward.
Okay.
Was just our squat.
so
let's talk about yours, though.
well, hold on. We'll
Yeah,
get
f- mine.
No,
Let's talk about
I don't give a
yours.
shit. We'll talk about mine. Don't you worry, because it was fucking great.
It was.
But okay. So Monday night squat session.
Yeah, Monday night we squatted. It was good.
Yeah.
Just body parts, man. And
Yeah.
so it kind of set the week in motion of just feeling old.
Right.
So
and then
we get
Wednesday
over the
came bench
yeah.
night.
Back and knees. I'm having to
Uh-huh.
wear knee sleeves to bench, and
Oh,
I'm just
no.
like, F this shit, man.
Man.
So that was. I didn't even bench.
Yeah.
And then of course we deadlifted yesterday.
Yeah. You said you deadlifted 900.
Yeah, deadlifted
And I
900
fucking
pound
bought
pull.
it. I
That
bought
was
it.
the best. So 635 in the bar. Me and Chad going tit for tat, and I think this fucking thing took me about 15 seconds to crack from the block to stand up.
Yeah.
And Chad asked me a question. He says, I can't remember exactly how he said. He's like, oh, so all I got to do this is to beat you. But if I beat you, you're gonna go again. And I went and slapped fives on. I was like, motherfucker, you're gonna beat me now, and I'm done.
Yeah.
This competition's over because I didn't want to go again.
Yeah.
So when I got done, I came up to you. I think you had just missed me asking Sin and Chad, did you hear my body crying?
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and so right after that, you had asked me a question. I was like, oh, I just pulled 900. And your fucking face lit up.
I was so excited for you because
God,
I'm like, man,
I
deadlift
felt
sucks.
so bad. I was like, God, he believed me. What? But then I was like, who the fuck would ever believe that I would pull 9?
I fucking
Maybe a 900-pound fucking high rack pull. Cock high.
I fucking I
You
was
did.
driving Liz home, and I was like, hey, Alan said he had a great deadlift day. I'm excited to talk to him about it during the show. She's like, oh, how'd he do? I was like, he said he pulled 9. And she goes, he did? And I went, oh, his max is like 7 something. And it was at that moment that it clicked that I was like, oh, he was fucking with me.
I didn't think about this until you said it. Like, the way she asked, I kind of feel hurt. Like, she didn't believe me. She's just like,
Yeah,
he did?
yeah.
Like, I think anybody in here would have, like, they would have heard me.
Yeah.
If ever.
Yeah.
If ever. Backstory, I've joked around with a good friend of mine, Mike Francis. I've told him straight up, I think he's pulled 805 in competition.
Mm-hmm.
Hook grip, full lockout. Back in the day when, like, single ply gear was about as tight a gear as our shirts are right now.
Yeah.
So I've told that man, I will pull 810 in a competition, and I'm fucking done, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's the goal.
That's it.
810.
I don't even give a what my squat and bench are. Go out there, pull 810, and I joked around with him. I was like, dude, I'm done. All I want to do is out deadlift you.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but we're a far cry away from 810, which means I'll be doing this goddamn job until I'm fucking 65. Like, so.
You'll be looking like Joe Jordan.
Dude, I swear to
pretty
God.
soon.
Yeah, so me and Joe always joke around. So we have our Thursdays together.
Yeah.
Thursdays are our Jane Fonda anti-commie days
Hell
where we
yeah.
work out together
Yeah.
to take care of our ailing bodies. And funny about that, getting him ready for one of his meets, helping him out, I ended up getting hurt helping him out. And I was just like, how the fuck does that happen, man?
Really?
Yeah. Like, he was great going in. I think that was where he hit his 10 something squat, 1019. down there in Fort Lauderdale.
Was it 1039?
I can't remember now. Anyway, that's where he hit that squat.
Yeah.
And then he had hurt his back benching, or shortly after that squat, and then he had to take a token deadlift. But leading into that meet, like, is where helping him out, and then my back up. I was like, how does that happen? How does a motherfucker come to somebody and say, hey, can you help me? And I'm like, yeah. And then I end up getting hurt helping him. Doing the shit that is supposed to be helping him, and he goes on to be great, and I'm over here like, Jesus. So, anyway.
He's taking your youth from you. He's just sucking it out. That's not the word.
Not at all. God.
So, my week of lifting.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Bench night. What the did we do? We did.
You had 2 board.
That's right.
Had 2 board straight bar.
Got 365. 365 is now like what I can consistently hit for a 1 rep, which is great because I struggled to get 365, but I can't get anything over that.
Yeah.
Like it's. I have this weird thing where if I get a weight once, I'm not gonna fail it again.
Yeah.
But then shouldn't I be able, if I can consistently get that 1 rep, shouldn't I then be able to get something another time? You know,
yes or no?
Yeah.
Technical breakdown. You have something in your head. You have a mental block on a weight. You know, there's times I've gone on, like say 365 is my max.
Yeah.
And I've done it, and I'm failing it, So then I'm like, you know what, this shit, 365 for 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll try to do that. Or I go back, and there's a formula I got from Jim Windler from 531 years ago. It's a repetition formula. Say X amount of weight. Say 100 pounds times 12 reps. And I think 12 is the max amount of reps. Yeah. Sometimes circles say 10. But you take 100 pounds times 12 times 0.0333 equals plus weight lifted.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be your perceived max.
Right.
For 1 rep. So I've used this, say, for you, and I've gone and taken, okay, well, Austin's 365 for 1. But what if I got him a double at 345? Would 345 for 2 yield 366, 367? So to you guys might be like, F that, it's a pound, it's 2 pounds. But it means that you're theoretically 2 pounds stronger than 365.
Right.
Take that shit.
Yeah.
But so that's where I'll back down and be like, hey man, get the 1 reps out of your head.
Yeah.
Let's go for 345 by 2 today, and that's going to yield you a new PR.
Right.
And then the next week rolls around, and maybe we'll try 345 for 3, or I'll see what a triple would yield you to now break 367. So those are things that I've done, and I've gone on, like one of my girls today, I wrote her up, and I said, hey, I want this amount. Last time we did a double. Today I want triples at this weight.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you're already doing 1 more rep. So guess what? PR.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we do the math and we can adjust all that stuff. So those are things I've done, you know, because sometimes you just, depending on how we're doing, you know, your schedule here lately has been very, very in and out,
it's been
you
rough.
know, to do accessory work.
Yeah.
So sometimes, you know, I tell people, and I've said it before to you and on the show, you know, we go in and we do the meat and potatoes, which is the 1 rep max, we go home.
Yeah.
But then there's other days like, man, I haven't been able to hit accessories in forever. So you know what? The 1 rep max tonight. Tonight is the 6 rep max, or the Swiss bar for 5, or dumbbells and things like that. That's what I'll do for you guys.
Yeah.
So it just depends, man.
Yeah.
You know, Anthony Oliveira has this thing, and he said it. He wants to hit a weight twice. You know, first time, I can't remember exactly how I said it, so I don't want to quote it or butcher it, but it's not that it's a fluke, but if I can go and do it a second time, it means the first time wasn't a fluke.
Yeah.
So
well,
me
it's
and
like
him,
the old
you know,
saying, if it's 1 time it's a fluke, 2 times it's a trend, 3 times it's a habit.
And that's something he's used in competitions before, about big lifts and about big totals.
Yeah.
And so you know, me and him, I think we were at the same meet together. I don't think at all. I know we were. We both hit big squats. And I don't think since that day that we have hit those same numbers. And it was one of those things, both of us, hey, let's go do it again.
Yeah.
You know, even like say even like, you know, the 1102, even if I got 1117, I'm fine with that. Is it the same 1102? No, but I mean, I'm in the 11s again.
Right.
So the first 1102 wasn't a fluke, you know, type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's something, you know.
Get that.
But, you know, when we're in here, you hit 365 once. You want to be able to do it again, but now you're getting comfortable with 365 for a single, depending on how fast it moves and all that stuff. Maybe going up.
Right.
Try and hit it for a double.
Yeah.
Try and hit that weight for a triple. Now we're setting rep PRs with what used to be
our
old 1 rep max and things like that. So those are some things.
I get that.
Little training tips and tricks
and
that
then,
I've used.
And then deadlift day was yesterday.
Yeah. Yep.
And it was the funniest deadlift moment that this gym has ever seen. I'm very good. Apparently, I'm very good at good mornings because that's all my deadlift was. Is just all low back, like just just crane it up. I stripper my ass out a little bit. Like I'm terrible at deadlifting, and of course everyone in the gym notices it. But Buddy has really like come forward and been like, Austin, I'm fucking tired of seeing you deadlift the way that you deadlift. So, and he like points out all these different things. And finally yesterday, he had me to do something which then you added on. Mm-hmm. And it was the most light bulb fucking moment. So I got 455 for one on the wagon wheels, which anytime it's raised is always way harder for me.
So hearing that, you're a person that relies off that floor strength.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or floor speed. Sorry, not floor strength, but yes.
Yeah. And I think I figured out why deficit deadlifts were always my best. I've always been best when I have to bend lower to get it, because I engage my legs in going down there.
Yep.
And so I had done 455. It flew up like it had never done. I added more weight, and then my form went back to the old way, and it was like, shit, whatever. We go back down for back downs, and that's when you talked about tucking just a little bit, not just having the flat back, and tucking in my hips just a little bit more. And I have never felt 365 move like it moved.
And this was after I think you did a triple. And
I
asked you to go back and do 2 more.
Yeah, and everyone was watching, and I tucked and went up and went, oh! Yeah. And like everyone was like, of course.
Dude, it's one of those things, it's amazing to see a cue hit. Sometimes, man, it's instantaneous. Mm-hmm. And other times it's a learning curve of just getting that cue to make sense. And sometimes this is where we're coaching. I have to realize that cue makes no sense to you. Or how do I make this cue make sense to you? Mm-hmm. So there's a bunch of ways to take a look at these things. When we're talking about deadlifting, we talk about chest up, we talk about bracing, we talk about flat back, and you mentioned flat back, but now we're flat back up to a point, and are we anteriorly tilted? Mm-hmm. Okay, where we look kind of like a Donald Duck butt type of thing. Yeah. Which that's not good at all.
Right.
But here's the thing: everybody's degrees of anterior tilt, posterior tilt, they're all different.
Sure.
So when we go down and we hit this, like we're already trying to strip our butt, that's not good. We're not in a stacked position.
Right.
So coming back, so flat back, and we tuck, and then we brace at the belt or your waistline, whatever. And then are you one of those like push the floor away, or are you one of those ones squat the weight up? And there's all these cues, and we can research all these things.
Yeah.
And there are certain camps that hate squat the weight up. Mm-hmm. And there's certain camps that hate push the ground away.
Right.
That's fine. Which camp do you belong to? Because I'm not going to say that either is right. I'm not going to say either is wrong. And I think I'd lend more to saying that neither is wrong, because either or could be right.
Sure.
But what camp do you listen to? Which camp do you follow?
Right.
Are you a push the ground away type of guy? Or are you, whatever the cues, you know what I'm saying? There are 2 camps, 3 camps, whatever.
Yeah.
And what makes sense to you, and that's what we've got to find with you.
Yeah.
Push the ground away type of people, squat the weight up people. Mm-hmm. What if those 2 make no sense to you? My job has to be how to figure out how do I get you to crack the fucking weight off the ground,
right,
as safely as possible.
Yeah.
And so yesterday, talking with you and Buddy, and then talking with me and you, and we made some ground.
Some very real adjustments.
Yeah.
And I really wish that someone had, because with back down sets, hardly anyone records themselves doing back down sets. And so I really wish that we had gotten that moment, that light bulb moment. And it's funny because I've been lifting for a while, like 3 years here. I lifted in high school. We never did deadlift in high school though. We were hang cleans.
Yeah.
It was always what we did instead of deadlifting. What?
I laugh at that because you hear so many people talk about how unsafe the deadlift is.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
I mean, Robert Oberst,
Yeah.
strongman. He never deadlifts.
For my high school athletes and stuff like that, like, you know, we're real quick. We're gonna be like, oh, deadlifts are bad, but we're gonna do hang cleans, and I'm like,
Isn't half that movement?
well, so
a
when we
deadlift?
talk about an actual clean, I mean, you originate from the floor. Snatching isn't so much done in high school athletics; it's more done in obviously collegiate, and if you're going to go be an Olympian or really in CrossFit.
Yeah.
But the snatch leaves the floor in a deadlift position, albeit a wider stance of or wider grip. Still a deadlift.
Yeah.
You know. Anyway, you know, we can talk about trap bars and things like that, but you know, coming back to our heavies, the importance of listening to all your cues as you're building up. And this is, I can't remember who this goes back to, treating 135 like 315 and 315 like 135. And what this means is the 135, don't disrespect it because it's 135. Don't just walk up there being like, oh, it's 135. I got this half drunk, you know, eyes shut. Treat that motherfucker like it's 315. Respect it. Get in, get set. Find your feet. Find your back tightness. We're talking about the squat, the bench, whatever. Set that motherfucker up like it's 315. Don't disrespect it and just think, oh, haphazardly I can do whatever I want because it's 315.
Right.
Condition yourself and your body to be primed for all these reps, all these lead ups, like you would 315. It's just going to condition you more for, you know, your technique and your form and all these things. You're going to hone in. It just gives you more repetitions at that stuff, which now, you know, we can use that to circle back to drop downs. And the 315, when we say we want to move 315 like 135, we should be able to move super fast.
Absolutely.
That's the concept that we want to think about when we get under 315. But we've used this setup leading up to like, oh, man, 315 is like super heavy. I got to respect 315.
Yeah.
We get set, all this stuff, and we want the setup to be perfect to make 315 feel like 135. I don't want to pick 315 up and make that motherfucker feel like 500 pounds. Like, Jesus, man, it's 315.
Yeah.
I want to execute my setup and my steps and my form and my technique to where when I pick or hold or grab the bar on the deadlift, that it, like, motherfucker, this feels light. This is what I kind of want to do.
Yeah.
So coming back to that 135 and your drop backs and things like that, you're 135 for 5, 185 for 5, and your lead up to whatever we're doing, just more work on your technique and your form on 135 and 85 and 225 till we get up to your top set. And we do your drop backs. This is where in my opinion, the heavies, don't get me wrong, the heavies, especially on max effort day, this is where we grind. This is teaching you how to fucking strain and not quit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's heavy, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you literally, you teach people, I tell people, I can't teach you how to strain. I can't teach you how to be like a fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, sometimes it's innate.
Yeah.
You know, you walk up to the bar and you're like, oh, it's heavy. I just want to quit. And then you got motherfuckers in here that just don't fucking stop. Like, Jesus, Austin, put it down, man.
Right.
Going.
Yeah.
And I can't teach that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, you know, those days are great for that. But the drop backs are, hey, this is where I want to focus and take my time and execute everything that does make sense.
Right.
Maybe some of these cues don't make sense yet, but let's make sense of what, or let's make use of what does make sense, and we focus that in there, and that's where we can get a lot of building blocks. Come back like you're 365, right. Next thing you know, we're fucking smoking 375 because we're perfectly executing 295.
Yeah.
For sets of 6, for sets of 8, and things like that.
Yeah.
We're not getting sloppy. You know, we're not just sitting here, you know, on these AMRAP sets, you know, that I do employ. This is why I write safe AMRAP, you know, and sometimes people are just like, oh, you know, I didn't get hurt, so I'm safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you gave me 12 reps, and fucking 7 of them were great, and 5 were fucking shit.
Yeah.
Should have stopped at 7. It's hard for me when you guys are on your own type of thing, but, you know, when I'm here with you guys, like, hey, take the bar.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I had 5 more. I was like, no, man, like, you're chicken wing in one arm, and your butt's raising up. Would you have done that with 365? No. Well, then we're done.
Right.
So when technical breakdown occurs, we're done.
Yeah.
You know, unless it happens on, right, say like rep 6, but you automatically like, oh, man, I know what I did, and you can perfectly execute rep 7.
Right.
Now I'll let you potentially go to rep 8, rep 9. Just depends on the person.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to just go get 12 shit reps, that's doing nothing to build up what we need to be targeting on, getting you to learn how to tuck your body, how to brace properly, how to keep your chest up, flat back, how to drive with your legs or pull and lock your lats in, all that stuff. Those are where your drop downs come in. And we learned that yesterday with you on, what did we say the weight was?
I think it was 365.
Yeah, but we did drop downs at what, 275, 315?
No.
365. You're right.
365.
Yeah, 365 are your drop downs. And that's where we're using that time to to focus on these things and
Yeah.
execute the movement properly.
Is
you know?
there have like even for you, someone who's done this for
Yeah.
way longer than I have, like, do you still have those light bulb moments? Yeah.
Yeah, happened to me on bench a couple times. One time was with Dale just recently here, learning the shirt, you know, and if you've heard us talk about bench shirts,
Yeah.
from SDPs to katanas to overkills and metals, they're all different shirts, all different cuts, all different materials, all different people using them. And you can't, in my opinion, touch points, bar paths are going to be different in each of the shirts and in each of the individuals. And it was just some light bulb moment one day in here with Dale. Like, I was like, hey man, like I'm going too low even in this katana. I'm going to an SDP touch point. And something just felt right. Like, take that shirt semi to my raw pattern. And dude, we went down and I moved that motherfucker like butter.
Yeah.
And it was like, holy fuck. And
You're
I
like,
stood
whoa,
up. Yeah.
this is it.
And it was literally, but I've been listening to him and he's helped me out a lot. A lot of my stuff has come from Danny and SDPs, and now he's predominantly over into overkill. I think all overkill, and I'm not. So it's kind of hard to, bang
Right.
some ideas off of that. But it was just literally, I sat up one day and I was like, motherfucker, like that moved. I was like, and it was just like, oh, let me
Yeah.
learn. And I'm, and that's what you hear me say, when we joke around about 765 or 865, like, oh, I did it again. But these are these learning things, and where you feel something, and that's a huge takeaway. Was it a PR weight? No. But to learn that bar path, man, great.
Yeah.
Now execute that perfectly every attempt leading up to that, and from every week thereon. Dude, 865, all right, fine, let's go 875, let's go 80. Now we're just stacking PRs
Right.
and moving weight because I know where I need to be now. So
Absolutely.
I've had those.
Yeah.
Tony Carlino the other day, I've known this and heard this about spreading the bar. Go through all your steps on a bench press or a squat or deadlift, and you got to remember all these things. And I've got Dale behind me, I got my side spots, I got Chad, our buddy, yelling at me belly and down and all this shit. And Jada was in my ear the other day, and I heard every fucking buddy. And last minute, I'm just trying to struggle to finish this movement, and Tony yells out, spread. And I knew immediately what it meant, and I literally went to just spread the bar,
Yeah.
and it locked,
Yeah.
and we got the rack. And I sat up, and I was like, motherfucker. And I've tried it, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
even other cues of push the bar away, or, you're trying to push yourself away from the bar. I feel that.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between pushing the bar away and then when you're trying to push your body away from the bar.
Yeah.
And it was one of those aha moments I had one night where
Yeah.
I literally felt myself drive into the back pad,
Yeah.
or the bench pad, and it popped.
Right.
And then this time with Tony was spread the bar, and I felt it, and I was like, holy
Yeah.
fuck. But putting it all together while you have this weight over your face and everyone's barking at you, and you're trying literally to interpret and make sense of it all,
Yeah.
to make your lift. It can
Yeah.
be tough. So when it happens, it's like, holy fuck, and now I want to do it again and again. So what we just talked about, me and Anthony, like trying to do this weight again and again, execute that again and again and again. Feel yourself push away from the bar, feel yourself spread to finish the lockout, and execute it every single fucking time. That was my takeaway from that. So
Now let's see if I can actually
Yeah.
deadlift correctly.
yeah. And it's just taking your time. So you hear me say these things to y'all, it's great to get a chop on your back, and it's great to, fucking yell at you and like, hey, motherfucker, you got, that's great.
Yeah.
Do that, get hyped, okay, but still be able to stay calm,
Yeah.
okay, because it's still your fucking lift.
Right.
And so you hear me, Chad's very calm, yelling at Buddy. Buddy's like, he was, under the bar, he's a bolt of energy. But at the same time, use that, but then I tell him at the same time, hey, execute. Like, get your steps. Take your time. Don't be so fucking rushed and this adrenaline rushing that we fuck up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now we miss an attempt, or God forbid, man, you hurt yourself and shit like that. But use that energy, especially if you like getting cracked across your back, great.
Yeah.
But at the same time, use that fucking pain from getting smacked to then also, hey, zone in and make sure your shit's right. Don't be like, God, I got fucking cracked on the back. I got this motherfucker, and the bar's out in front of you, stripper ass,
Right.
chest caved over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Knees locked out. Like no, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So use all that energy, and at the same time, focus on all your points to execute, and then go get the lift.
Absolutely.
So
we talked a little bit about goals, setting new PRs. Well, we're going to talk even more now that the rush of New Year's resolutions have kind of gotten over.
from 4 months ago.
From 4 months ago. Some people stuck with it for 2 months.
Hey.
Now it's time to set some new goals. We're going to talk about that in the next segment on the Stache.
See y'all.